This evening, a businessman has been arrested, likely to face attempted murder charges. Firearms licensing should be restricted to the mentally capable. Disrespect for Tushaus will not be tolerated. And is garbage collection in the city threatened?
From Safetv headquarters in South Ramsgate Gardens, this is Safetv Headline News with Rihanna Ahmed.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvghana.com. Join us. A businessman has been arrested and will likely face murder and attempted murder charges for the shooting death of one man and the serious injuring of a woman in Tocqueville on Tuesday night. Mondale Smith has more on this story.
Colin Malcolm Pereira, aged 24, a father of one, on a Tuesday evening was shot dead while doctors are battling to save the life of a young lady in her early 20s. Both were shot by a businessman identified as Robert Ben. John Caesar, a witness, told Headline News that it was close to 9 p.m. and he was sitting a few doors down with his cousin when he heard the first gunshot fired.
Just keep firing shots at the guy. Then I see Malcolm get shot, so we can't run down to the gate. Then he got stopped right at the gate. So he ran a whole lot on me. I said call 911 or ambulance. He got shoot and the other one think I got shoot too. There's a hand in the box.
Okay.
So I run to the car now. I see the girl. So I'll play the shoot.
Other witnesses who asked to remain off camera said the two were shot by the businessman after Galen, who was taking driving lessons from Pereira, attempted to turn the car around on the bridge leading to the man's Tocqueville property on Perry Eden Street.
When you went to the inn, where was the businessman?
Where was the businessman? What gun he had? What size gun he had?
Did he say anything to you?
Did he say anything or so?
All he was saying like, it's accidentally, like, you know what I mean? That was someone else going. He and the neighbor got problem when he taking something out of it. So he think the car was.
At the police station, the gunman Ben, a licensed firearm holder, told the police sources that he was outside of his house at the time when the car turned on his bridge and he got scared and opened fire on the vehicle. At the time of the shooting, Colin was about to drop Gaylan off at her relative's home located 3 houses away. The police had a similar version of the story to tell.
This is Colin Pereira himself and his fiancée. They were in a vehicle traveling, I think, north along the street. And for some reason or the other, he wanted to, I think, turn back, I was told. So in so doing, he got on a bridge, and the owner of the bridge may be suspected something was about to go wrong or so, and I understand that he opened fire on the car, hitting both victims. One of them died and the other is in a serious condition at the hospital. It's some murder that occurred at Perry Street, Tocqueville last night. The matter is under investigation, and that too, a thorough investigation will be done.
Is there any stern warning you have for people that are continuing to have tint on their vehicle?
Yes, my advice to them again, please take the tints off. Take the tints off. I wouldn't know who in the vehicle, and that can be dangerous.
A Division Commander Marlon Chapman said from investigations conducted so far, the vehicle was a heavily tinted one. The dead man's mother, overtaken by grief, is demanding justice. The dead man was the eldest of 4 children for his mother. And Rihanna, I must tell you that Headline News understands that the shooting occurred hours after the businessman was issued a license for a Glock 9mm. Yesterday, which was upgraded from a .32 pistol. This was the second time that the businessman was involved in a shooting incident. His was a case, according to police sources, of indiscriminate use of a firearm, and he will be charged with murder in one instance and attempted murder in the other. Rihanna, back to you.
Thanks, Mondale. Meanwhile, statistics have shown that more than 100,000 Guyanese suffer from mental disorders, and that figure is likely to climb if the number of undiagnosed persons is included. While this is a contributor to Ghana's high suicide figures, it can prove deadly if mentally ill persons are holders of something as critical as firearms, and more worrying, a license to use it.
I could not believe that someone, from what I'm being told, just see a car park, turn into his driveway, and then he come down like a cowboy and start shooting. What is that? We got a lot of people who are, not mentally sound in this place, and they carry arms.
That was Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan briefing reporters on his plans to have annual checks carried out on holders of firearms licenses.
I intend to go back and do the checks every year because some of these people get old, they get mentally depressed, who were very valid applicants years ago.
The country's second vice president says that the results of these checks will be followed by the necessary actions and precautions.
We have to do an ongoing process, and if the ongoing process is going to realize a revocation, I think it is good. And I hope that the people out there and press people like yourselves will appreciate that that's a good thing. Because after getting it, you're not the same person at age 25, say, and now age 75.
The same annual checks are also expected to be applied to the licensing of private security firms.
They might have a good set of guys who are going to do the work for that firm. But during the course of the years, those guys fall off. Some go to America, some die, some, migrate. And then we get some people who we did not make checks on. And because the company got the license, we don't know of some of these characters. That is why it is necessary that for the renewal of the license every year, I intend to do checks, brand new checks on all those.
Disrespect for elected officials will not be tolerated. Those were the words uttered by Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs speaking at the opening of the Tushaus Conference at the Arthur Chung Convention Center on Monday. Andrew Weeks reports.
The same people who elected their leaders show scant regard to those leaders as they manage the day-to-day affairs of the villages.
Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Alicock. The minister said that strong sanctions are heading the leaders of Amerindian communities' way who continue to break the law. Minister Alicock also stated that disrespect by some Amerindian leaders towards their members will also not be tolerated.
We cannot continue to operate in this manner if we are going to move, if we want to have a good life. We have to listen, we have to pay attention to the needs. We are in position not to oppress, but to build.
Such stern rebuke was delivered as Amerindian heads came together for a 5-day National Tushau Conference to update leaders on issues and events that are helping or affecting the development of their communities. Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Valerie Correa-Lowe, gave a praise report about the work of one of the many youths who are making a difference in her community.
But the reviews are absolutely fascinating. One young lady from Parvakatoy wrote to me asking to take some of her savings to purchase some joinery tools for her, Phillips brand, mind you. When I visited there, she came to me and told me that she plans to open her own joinery business. Already bought 7 zinc sheets to build her shed. I asked her how much for 1 zinc sheet, and she said $7,000. The former MP, Eula Marcelo, told me with surprise and admiration in her voice, you know what these youths are thinking? They're purchasing things like tools and other materials, and they have good plans.
Joel Fredericks, chairman of the National Tushau Council, said many burning issues still affect the Amerindian people, and he is optimistic that the coalition government will help to solve them.
I want to say to His Excellency, let us look as the chairman of the NPC, how we can work together in addressing the land issues for our indigenous people in Guyana.
Rihanna President David Granger's 10-point plan for hinterland development has seen steady progress. But will the Tushau leaders heed the call to unite for the betterment of their communities? We will keep you posted before the conference ends. President Granger had also charged Minister Alicock to come up with a plan that would watch over and fast-track decisions made by the National Tushao Council, along with other agencies. Rihanna, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on Headline News after the break, a businessman has been arrested in the killing of Sion Clark, and a program has been launched to tackle crime in communities.
Everybody knows John Lewis Styles as the Levi's and Dockers store. But did you know we're also an authorized dealer for Nautica, Perry Ellis, US Polo, Natural Issue, Joffrey Bean, and many others. We also carry the Bruno and Drill brands, who are actually the makers of Express shirts, at half the price of Express. So the next time you think of men's clothing, shoes, and accessories, there's only one choice. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Get your back-to-school supplies at Colors. Backpacks from Nike and G-Tech, K-Swiss and Levi's in black. Getting gear for back-to-school is always a task, but Colors has the back-to-school sale for you. When you purchase, write your name, address and telephone number on the back of your coupon and drop it in the box. School bags, boots, everything you need for back to school. Enter and win Monster headphones, 2 tablets, 1 mountain bike. School vouchers accepted. 2259980.
With a distinctive flavor, Umder Palka ghee is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Palka ghee is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umda Palka ghee is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
When you think back-to-school shopping, think Clearance. Get your boys in shoes for school in brands like Timberland, Reebok, Land Rover LRX, and more. While for your girls, there are Hush Puppies, Clarks, LRX, and many others. What about backpacks? Get long-lasting brands like Swiss Brand, JanSport, Nike, and Kenneth Cole, including Police and Dockers pants for boys, all at Clearance. For quality clothing at affordable prices, Clearance, always keeping you in style.
It's slipping through our hands, we're sinking in the sand.
Fly always. Always something new.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town. Served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The New Thriving Chinese Restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Only at Kissoon's can you get the guaranteed offer of up to 50% discount on every item in their blowout factory surplus sale. 50% off for Guyana's 50th anniversary right through the year. Check it out at their spacious factory outlet at Rheinfeldt Industrial Park, where parking is no problem. They're in the mood to celebrate at Kissoon's. Once you want it, Kissoon's will make sure you don't leave without it.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
A businessman has been arrested as police continue their probe into the vigilante killing of Sion Clark at Pearl on the east bank of Demerara for acting suspiciously at a shop over the weekend. Mondale Smith reports.
Even as family members are continuing to demand justice for the vigilante-style killing, police have confirmed that a businessman from the east coast village of Pearl has been detained as investigations intensify into the shooting of Kitty resident Sion Clark.
There's one arrest, and that person is in custody, and that investigation is ongoing.
Did that person come in on their own, or was the person arrested?
By an attorney. It's a businessman.
Okay.
A businessman.
And he's been under arrest since?
Yes, he's in custody. He's been questioned.
Since when?
Last evening.
So he's still in custody?
Yes.
You said you had several persons to arrest in relation to that matter for questioning.
Several persons to be questioned. And based on the question, then we decide whether an arrest should be efficient or not. It should be effective or not.
A Division Commander Marlon Chapman, the now dead Sean Clark, was one of at least 3 suspicious-looking men who exited a blue car last Saturday to allegedly commit a robbery on a grocery shop at Sarah Joanna.
When you would have gotten, like for example, the businessman, the next process is for what?
Well, the investigation continues.
Okay, for all possible prosecution.
The investigation continues, and thereafter, in those matters we have to have a legal opinion, and having received the legal advice, then we will get it by that.
Okay. He's cooperating though.
He's talking to the investigators.
Is he a licensed firearm holder?
Yes, he is.
According to the police and eyewitnesses' reports, the robbery was thwarted by a smart-thinking shop owner who dashed out of his shop and raised an alarm. That alarm saw the 3 men being chased down the Sarah Joanna village, where they disappeared into some bushy area. Hours later, they were caught and beaten by an angry mob before Clark was shot in his back.
Their relatives are saying that the person who shot their Sion, that ultimately died, right? The person who shot Sion there, the relatives are a bit incensed about the fact that the man, after shooting Sion, was not arrested right away. What assurances do you have for the...
Well, that information is a bit strange to me. We don't know who shot Sion. What we're doing, we're investigating to know who would have done that. And hence the investigation. But if the relatives have information as to who shot him, they can come forward. They can come forward and give us a statement, and we pick it up from there. As a matter of fact, that would be very good if they have the information and they can come and give it to us. And I want to give them the assurance that a thorough investigation will be done. So that is why if they have any information and they want to pass it to us, feel free to come forward.
The dead man's relatives, amidst mourning, are adamant that he was executed and are calling for his killer to be arrested and prosecuted. The commander has informed that the other suspect, who was beaten also, remains in custody.
Reporting from the Sierra Joanna village, just on the east bank of Demerara Public Road, I'm Mondale Smith for Safetv Headline News.
Thanks, Mondale. Just as accurate as the saying, charity begins at home, violence also begins at home, and a majority of Ghana's crimes are committed by youths from dysfunctional families. As such, better parenting is one of the key areas of the government's Community Crime and Violence Reduction Initiative, which was officially launched today.
The final 20 communities that were selected are Vredon Hope in Region 3, All Boys Town, Charlestown, Sophia, South Rumville, Albertown, Kingston, Le Penitence, MacDoom, Providence, Annandale, Buxton Friendship, and Enmore in Region 4, Rosignol in Region 5, Friendship, Albion, Port Morant, Adelphi, and Angois Avenue in Region 6, and Wisma in Region 10.
That was Mark Ross, Community Action Specialist. It was explained that the program, which seeks to target some 4,000 at-risk youths over the next 4 years, is being funded through a $15 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank. Specialists are expected to be deployed in the fields so as to design specific programs for each community. Conflict resolution and other target areas are expected to reduce domestic and gender-based violence.
42% of our population strongly agree that a man is justified in slapping his wife. Unemployment has shown to increase crime and violence propensity, and underemployment associated with low educational attainment are prevalent in target communities.
Recognizing the critical link between illiteracy and unemployment, and by similarity crime and unemployment, some $3 million from the loan will be plugged into providing technical and vocational skills training for youths.
When youth are gainfully occupied, they will have little or no time to be involved in crime or violence. In order to help make our communities safe, families need to take a hard look at what they listen to and look at for entertainment. Do the songs and movies make violence appear exciting, humorous, or glamorous? Parents need to help their children to both learn and practice ways to keep arguments from becoming violent.
That was Junior Education Minister Nicolette Henry. Meanwhile, Deputy Mayor Sherrod Duncan, a resident and representative of one of the participating communities, was on hand to give some motivation.
Imagine if a little boy who went to South Rumble Park Primary School and grew up on the shopping plaza could grow up to become Deputy Mayor of Georgetown, minus some programs like these. Imagine what could happen to the young people who will be impacted by such a program such as this, what their lives will be 25, 30 years from now if the program is allowed to go forward and be executed in the manner that is envisioned by all the persons who are administrating it.
Is garbage collection in the city threatened? Andrew Weeks reports that City Hall owes one contractor millions of dollars for garbage collection, and it is in the air that a strike is looming. Andrew Weeks investigated and filed this report.
It will cost City Hall $1 million a week to collect garbage from the commercial districts alone. But as eating habits change, the garbage has been piling up. City Hall collects twice as much garbage in the commercial districts than any other area daily. Town Clerk Royston King was asked if there is a garbage collection strike looming.
First of all, we are not aware of any looming strike by our garbage contractors. We are aware of our indebtedness to them, but we are not aware of any looming strike.
Mr. King said the new council inherited a backlog of payments after the new administration won the May 2016 elections, which has gone into the hundreds of millions of dollars. He explains.
When this new administration took office, the entire city was filthy, and you had heaps of garbage almost in every local community. So the money that we owe our contractors are really for the bulk of that garbage we had in the city during that time.
While interviewing the town clerk, the head of Siphon's Waste Management, Morris Archer, was there to speak to him about his outstanding payments. When asked to give headline news an update on the situation between him and City Hall, Archer said,
Well, no commentary in a discussion. Probably after the discussion we'll talk.
Okay. Thank you very much.
$200 million are owed to both Siphons and Puran Garbage Collection Services, who collect and dispose of garbage from Eccles on the east bank of Demerara to Cummins Lodge on the east coast of Demerara. Town Clerk Winston King said the city will find the money to pay the two contractors as revenue comes in.
I have instructed the solid waste management director to put in place contingency plans to ensure that we continue to collect and dispose of garbage from all local communities. It does appear to me that we probably might have to reduce the level of dependency on our contractors because we continue to owe them. And as you know, we have a difficulty with the flow of money because we've not had valuation of properties for over 20 years. And some people have changed their businesses, their commercial residence from residential, their properties from residential to commercial, but they continue to pay residential rates. And there are a host of other problems.
Rihanna, make no mistake, City Hall intends to go after defaulters who owe the city over $16 billion. Mr. King says he is thankful for the patience of the contractors who have been with them for years and begged them to be a bit more tolerant at this time. Rihanna?
Thanks, Andrew. Still ahead, Guyanese writers selected to participate in international writing programs. And Minister Lawrence is committed to addressing the issues of safety, workers' trade unions, and violations of labor laws.
Women's fashion trends change every day. That's why John Lewis Styles makes it their duty to source items directly from the manufacturing brand, offering you more choices and better prices. Women love to look great, whether it's for work or play. From clothing, shoes, accessories, to handbags, watches, fragrances. Let's make you feel like the only girl in the world. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Paukagi is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Paukagi is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Paukagi is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
Don't let this moment in history pass you by. Kissoons want every Guyanese home to showcase a new piece of furniture to remember this glorious event of our Jubilee celebration. Kissoons have gone crazy. Every item is on sale right through this year in the Big Broad Factory Surplus Sale, up to 50% off for the 50th birthday at Kissoons.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Guyanese writer and cultural policy advisor at the Ministry of Education, Roel Johnson, has been selected to participate in the International Writing Program Fall Residency, sponsored by the United States Department of State. Amanda Caldwell, Public Affairs Officer, congratulated Mr. Johnson for his selection into the prestigious program. Mr. Johnson, a cultural policy advocate, accomplished writer of fiction and poetry, journalist, publisher, and political analyst, is the first Guyanese to participate in the IWP. In expressing his appreciation for the opportunity, Mr. Johnson noted that he intends to apply the insights gained from the program to magnify Guyana's cultural position on the world stage. Mr. Johnson noted Guyana's rich, unique confluence of African, Indian, Chinese, Indigenous, and European cultures. Since 1967, over 1,400 writers from more than 140 nations have taken part in the fall residency. Social Protection Minister Vauda Lawrence will Thursday meet with officials of the BGCI for a progress report on a number of safety and other violations which the Bauxite Company agreed to correct. Violations include insufficient lighting in the cafeteria, inoperable fans, toilets in unsanitary condition, fire extinguishers not serviced or mounted in the accommodation area, and poor ventilation in the office areas. General concerns raised by the workers include inadequate compensation for job outside of the employee's job description, problems with submission of sick leave, retirement benefits, and annual leave, safety in the workplace, lack of workers' representation, victimization for speaking out, poor conditions of work, and the status of the tax-free overtime, which was reported by the government in December 2015. And that's Safetv 2 headline news for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Safetv 2 headline news on Facebook, YouTube, and safetvguyana.com. You can also tune in at 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm Rihanna Ahmad signing out from this Newscast. Do have a blessed evening.